The Dallas Cowboys celebrated a triumphant return to the win column with a commanding 30-14 victory over the Carolina Panthers at Bank of America Stadium. Leading the charge was All-Pro receiver CeeDee Lamb, whose standout performance came despite battling a nagging AC joint injury in his shoulder. Lamb's resilience, and his bold message to defenders, was one of the game's most talked-about moments. Throughout the game, Lamb faced intense physical challenges, including a bone-jarring hit from former Cowboy Xavier Woods, which drew a 15-yard unnecessary roughness penalty. However, the hit failed to faze Lamb, who quickly popped back up, making it clear he wouldn't be intimidated. When asked about defenders targeting his injured shoulder, Lamb delivered a defiant response. "I feel like it's a well-known thing that my shoulder is hurting," he said. These guys are definitely trying to put their best hit on me. So you gotta come a little harder than that. I played on his, Woods, team for a couple of years, so I know what he's capable of. It was a good hit by him, but he's gonna need to bring a little more. Lamb backed up his words with action, posting 9 receptions for 116 yards and a touchdown, solidifying his position as the Cowboys' offensive leader. His season totals now stand at an impressive 94 receptions, 1,089 yards, and 6 touchdowns. What makes these stats even more remarkable is that Lamb achieved them despite quarterback Dak Prescott missing 6 games this season. The win over the Panthers showcased not only Lamb's grit, but also Dallas' determination to stay alive in the playoff race. With 3 games remaining, the Cowboys sit at 6-8 and face an uphill battle to keep their postseason hopes alive. Lamb's leadership and defiant spirit have injected new energy into the team, ensuring these final weeks will be anything but quiet. Speculation is now swirling about Lamb's future impact. If the Cowboys manage to clinch a playoff spot, his ability to deliver under pressure and fight through injuries could make him the centerpiece of a deep postseason run. On the other hand, even if Dallas falls short, Lamb's continued dominance strengthens his case as one of the NFL's elite receivers, and perhaps as the next franchise player for the Cowboys. With his defiant taunts and fearless play, Lamb has set the tone for the Cowboys' final push this season. As defenders gear up to challenge him in the weeks ahead, one thing is clear: they'll have to hit harder than ever if they want to slow down number 88. And that's just how Lamb and the Cowboys seem to like it. The Dallas Cowboys delivered a dominant performance in their recent victory over the Carolina Panthers, and much of the credit goes to defensive coordinator Mike Zimmer. Following the departure of Dan Quinn, Zimmer faced a rough start in Dallas, with fans quick to criticize his defensive schemes after early season struggles. However, the tides have shifted, and Zimmer's impact on this team has become undeniable, sparking speculation about his role in 2025. At the start of the season, Zimmer's defensive unit seemed to crumble under the pressure of high expectations. The once-feared Cowboys defense routinely gave up 30-point games, and fans were vocal about their frustration. Adjusting to Zimmer's system came with growing pains, and early comparisons to one of the league's worst defenses weren't unwarranted. But what a difference a few months can make. Over the last month, Zimmer's defense has hit its stride, peaking with a masterclass performance against Carolina. Facing a Panthers offense that had been one of the hottest in the league, Dallas held them to just 14 points, racked up 6 sacks, and forced 4 turnovers. It was a statement game, and Zimmer's defensive schemes were on full display, leaving Carolina's rookie quarterback Bryce Young rattled. One of the biggest factors in this turnaround has been the resurgence of star linebacker Micah Parsons. Parsons, the engine of the defense, returned to form after battling injuries earlier in the season. But Zimmer's influence extends beyond Parsons. Players like Osa Odigizua, Motzie Smith, and Jordan Lewis are enjoying career years under his leadership. Odigizua, in particular, is setting himself up for a lucrative offseason, while Lewis is drawing all-pro buzz for his work at nickel corner. Even role players like Chauncey Golston have thrived under Zimmer. Once considered a rotational piece, Golston has developed into a starting-caliber defensive lineman. His breakout season is a testament to Zimmer's ability to maximize the potential of his players. Cowboys fans, once eager to see him leave, are now worried about losing Golston in free agency. What makes Zimmer's success even more impressive is the sheer number of injuries he's had to navigate. Key defensive players like Parsons, DeMarcus Lawrence, Darren Bland, Trayvon Diggs, and several others have missed significant time. Despite these setbacks, Zimmer has consistently adjusted, proving that his system can thrive regardless of who's on the field. The transformation of this defense raises an important question. Should Zimmer remain the Cowboys' defensive coordinator in 2025? Regardless of whether Mike McCarthy stays on as head coach, the consensus is growing that Zimmer is the right man to lead the defense. His ability to turn things around mid-season, despite injuries and skepticism, has silenced his critics and positioned him as an essential part of the Cowboys' future. As the Cowboys approach the end of the season, they still face questions about McCarthy's tenure and their post-season hopes. But one thing feels certain: Mike Zimmer has earned another year to build on the foundation he's laid. Whether the team makes a playoff push or not, Zimmer's impact on the defense has been a bright spot in an otherwise turbulent season, and his role in shaping Dallas' future could be pivotal. The buzz around Deion Sanders potentially leaving the Colorado Buffaloes for a higher-profile coaching job, such as leading the Dallas Cowboys, continues to gain traction despite Sanders' repeated denials. After revitalizing Colorado's football program and coaching star player Travis Hunter to a Heisman Trophy win, Sanders' success has made him one of the most sought-after names in both college football and the NFL. This season, Sanders transformed Colorado from a struggling team into a competitive force, finishing 9-3 and earning an Alamo Bowl berth against number 17 BYU on December 28. While Sanders has publicly insisted that he's committed to staying in Boulder, famously saying, "I've got a kickstand down," many believe his words might leave room for negotiation. One of those skeptics is legendary Dallas Cowboys quarterback Troy Aikman, who played alongside Sanders during their time with the Cowboys in the late 90s. In a recent interview with TMZ Sports, Aikman expressed optimism about the possibility of Sanders being lured to Dallas should the team part ways with current head coach Mike McCarthy. Aikman highlighted the potential for a dynamic partnership between Sanders and Cowboys owner Jerry Jones, both of whom have a knack for marketing and creating headlines. Jerry is a world-class marketer, and Deion is obviously not far behind, Aikman said. If you were to put the two together, it would be quite interesting. When Deion says, "I've got the kickstand down," that's just a way of signaling that if you want him, you'll have to pay for it. And let's be real, kickstands aren't welded to the ground. They can always be raised. The idea gains further weight considering that Sanders' son, Shedeur Sanders, is expected to enter the NFL draft soon. With his son no longer playing college football, many speculate Sanders might feel less tethered to his role at Colorado, making a leap to the NFL more plausible. Meanwhile, Mike McCarthy's tenure with the Cowboys appears increasingly shaky. Despite leading Dallas to 3 playoff appearances during his time, the team's 6-8 record this season has left fans and analysts questioning whether McCarthy is the right fit for the future. If the Cowboys miss the playoffs, a likely outcome, it could open the door for a high-profile coaching change. From the perspective of Colorado, losing Sanders would be a significant blow. Athletic director Rick George has emphasized that keeping Sanders in Boulder is a top priority. However, if Jerry Jones and the Cowboys come knocking with a lucrative offer and the chance to lead one of the NFL's most storied franchises, even Sanders' kickstand might not hold him in place. For now, the speculation adds another layer of intrigue to the Cowboys season and the ever-evolving narrative of Deion Sanders' coaching career. Whether he stays in Boulder or makes the jump to Dallas, one thing is certain: Sanders will continue to be a central figure in football's biggest conversations.